It's never been shot, but I've been told it'll kick like a son of a gun, but it's got a rubber stock barrel.
Okay.
But I'd love to shoot it. I've also got a brand new 30-30 and a brand new little, what do they call that, Golden Boy or whatever. All Henrys. They're all, and they just are really
You know,
nice.
they only
is a
hit
good
when
gun.
you do target shooting. When you're hunting, they never kick.
You never
Isn't that
notice
right?
it.
You don't
never
really
know.
ever notice the kick.
No.
We'll
When you're
both,
sitting there looking at a target, you're waiting. But when you're shooting at a deer or an elk, you don't even notice it.
that's probably right.
It's funny, I was trying to teach my daughters that, and they were really nervous, you know, because I mean, they've been shooting, and I mean, I wasn't having them shoot a gun that kicked very much, but after I took them both out and after they shot their first year, I said, so how bad that gun kick? Oh, I didn't even think about it. How loud was it? I don't know. You know, didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
You know, concentrate on other things than that kick.
Well, what we could do, Mike, is we could each get mounted on our horses, and then we could shoot it off our horses. See how well that
Where are you?
Love to take a video. I want to videotape that one. We're gonna put that one on YouTube.
They, mine should be broke enough to handle that.
Should be. Never
Why
know.
don't you show that Jeremiah Johnson when he shoots over the horse?
Yeah. Elk can't count how many, or how many legs a horse has.
Yeah.
I've been trying to introduce my girls into classic movies, and so I have
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
Jeremiah
yeah.
Johnson.
I'll tell you another one
This
that's
morning.
good is Josie Wales. That's a
There
good
she
one.
is.
Ooh, okay, there he is.
The Outlaw Josie Wales. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
that's a damn good one. And of course, sold Tom Selleck in,
Down under Quigley.
yeah, Quigley. God dang.
That is a good one too.
I had him watch, oh geez, with Val Kilmer, with the
Tombstone.
OK Tombstone. I
Oh,
had him
yeah,
watch
That's the
Tombstone.
best one.
Good
Val
one.
Kilmer stole that. I mean, he's got this, he stands out in that movie.
Yeah.
He had that roll down. That was
Yeah.
quality.
I don't think we have time to increase it, we're too busy.
We're
That's
talking
fine,
movies.
I
This is
love
all
when you
county
like to sit
business.
here and listen.
It's all county business, it's all being recorded to prove it.
Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I don't think you're
I
a
was.
huckleberry.
Did you fight for blood? I was just funny. I wasn't.
It's Friday.
It's Friday,
Golly.
2 more working days till Monday.
Mike's always got such a positive attitude.
Rain on my parade. Well, I guess we need some moisture. Now that we have a roof up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
I'll tell you.
Whose
I'm liking it.
recommendation was that?
This is keeping the old hay bill down there. And they're getting decent moisture up in the mountains.
They are? Good.
well, they're talking here in the next couple of weeks, it's gonna be more than enough moisture, so.
Really?
Well, it's a long range forecast. Right now, it's supposed to be warmer than normal, but then it's gonna turn into wetter than normal here in about a month.
Bring it
But
on.
you know, long range forecasts are, a long range forecast.
Yep. Okay, so I guess, did you guys sign the MOU? I think I saw an email.
Oh, you told me.
It looks like Bonnie emailed me something. Did y'all sign it during business, the MOU?
Yes, we did at
with the
8:45.
city?
Yep.
Okay.
But we changed a few things.
Yeah.
They won't notice.
We
They'll
want a
just play.
percentage of the grant for administrative purposes.
Well, actually, we are getting some, not what we asked for, but I think about 5,500 of that
Well, that'll
can
help.
go toward
It all
to
helps.
administrative. Okay, so we got that finalized. Where are we? I'll get that email to the mayor, and then, because of when they changed their regulations with that grant, that's the Montana Main Street grant. And that got granted for the roof, for the temporary roof and the permanent roof. So we can do a draw on that grant for the second part of Bill Teason's final invoice.
Yeah.
So I'll get that submitted now that we have the MOU in place. I was waiting until that happened so that we could,
Okay.
the city felt
And then when we, you just might give Chris a heads up that when we get that money, and actually copy Darcy too, that when that money comes in, they know to allocate it to the Weir building revenue against that. It'll actually go against, that project number, but it's our federal,
Yeah.
mineral royalties fund.
So I'd already talked to Chris about this, cause
Excellent.
we haven't had income for the project yet, and so I was like, how are we gonna be sure that that gets funneled, and so she said just, whenever there's a draw, whenever I do any grant draw, I always copy Cheryl. I guess the county's policy in the past has been copy Cheryl, Darcy, and Chris.
Oh,
So just
Everybody's
to
in
let
the
them know
yeah.
the status, cause I guess.
And Darcy will get with Chris if she needs to know account numbers and stuff like that. But, sometimes Darcy gets a check and she doesn't know what to do with it. It's like, well, what do I do with this? We said, send it back.
So I always send like an update every time we do a draw. I say, draw one was this much money. We requested it on this date. We received it on this date. And then my next draw, I'll keep all that information in that email so everybody will know
Excellent.
that we actually asked for the money and we got the money and the date. So I try to summarize that because lots of times you ask for the money and you don't get it. So you need sort of a double check.
That's right.
No, you do, and
Check and double check.
your timeline was excellent, by the way.
Thank you.
That's really keeping track of things. And I'm gonna work on putting that in either a Gantt style or, I don't know if you've ever worked with Microsoft Visio, but I'll show you, this is what I have to do in my job. You can put these milestones on a timeline and then up and down, and you can kind
Right.
of see where you're at. And it'd be really easy to do that. It's been a while since I've done it.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have a visual.
It's just high level, this is kind of where we're at. And you keeping track of these things is, you look at that, you can't help but see how much work's been
Oh,
done.
yeah. It's for the grants too. For the grant, you have to write a report on a progress report for every grant draw that you do. So if I don't have the actual dates and what we've done, then
You just have to
I have to make it up, right? No, so that I always keep a really good timeline so that we have documentation of, but we've done a lot, so it's sort of neat to see that.
Yes.
Yeah, it does, and it does show the due diligence was put in, and there, it's good stuff, excellent stuff.
Well, so I did revise that and I sent it to you guys yesterday and I added, so High Plains, when they met with us last Friday, they sort of revised, they were about a month difference than when we signed the proposal with them, by the time we got
Okay,
everything
so you
rolling.
sort of back check that.
So, and I keep notes of that. Even in the timeline, you'll see actual date was this, projected date was this. Because lots of times you don't know when you do a project if you don't keep up with that kind of stuff. So, so I also incorporated our RFP timeline
Yes.
in that timeline so that we can sort of see where all the pieces are fitting together.
You bet.
So we're gonna be selecting, that second weekend, or third weekend February,
Yep.
first weekend March, we're gonna be selecting a developer and selecting a general contractor. So it'll be a busy,
Yeah, I didn't think about the RFP for the general contractor's timeline.
I didn't either when we were doing that until I put it on that timeline.
Yeah, that's excellent, because, so they're both gonna hit roughly the same, which is probably really good. Cause now you got the contractor on board that's gonna actually do that work, and you have a developer, they can start talking. Excellent.
Okay. All right, let's see. I sent Outlook invites High Plains said in their timeline that the January dates are sort of set, so I did send you guys an Outlook invite for those meetings.
Okay,
That would be to approve the design of the structural repair
and the roof.
and then to also look over the RFQs, and then they're gonna work with us to select a developer. So I did send y'all Outlook invites on that, but I didn't send you one for the walkthrough. So if the contractors, if there's interested contractors, they're gonna do a walkthrough, do you guys wanna be included on that?
Well, just be aware, I mean, we don't have to, but if we can, I'm sure
Yeah, just,
be
yeah,
good.
we're aware that,
Okay. It's in the timeline that I sent you yesterday,
Okay.
so, you know, if you wanna look through that and see what you're interested in attending and sort of maybe add that to your calendar just to hold space, maybe. But, she said also those dates may
Hmm.
change. And I'm
May.
gonna try and hold them to it because we're really pushing that into May timeline with our roof. You know, our roof's
Right.
only supposed to be good through the end of May, so. KSU tabs, so you guys, do you remember in the community coffee, they volunteered to do, I don't know if she said this out loud or if she just talked to me, but they did that online survey to try and get more input from the youth, from
Yeah.
the children in the community.
Yep,
They had 441 responses.
you had said something.
I didn't know if I told you that. So I'm gonna send that to y'all. She sent a summary last night
Really?
of these responses, and they're really, I mean, I think we're really on track with what the community needs, but they couldn't believe the response that they had.
Sounds like these kids are starved for something to do.
Yeah.
Well,
Starved for being something in their community.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the kids, it was, well, actually only 16% or something, I'll send it to you right now, were,
Oh, 400 responses overall, not just the kids.
Yes.
there was a very small response that was under 18. But we still got more data from the youth, but a lot of them talked about, I just got it last night, I think she sent it about
Probably
7.
marijuana dispensaries.
there's already one across the street.
Bones. We need more bones.
Yeah, so they brought on another team member to do that. And she has one that's just the data, and then she has one that's a graphic. And it's pretty neat to see that. They did age range, how long have you lived in Roundup, where do you live? So if you're in the community or outside the community, and what group you associate with, and then the categories of services missing in Roundup. Entertainment was number 1, dining opportunities, and then they categorized those: entertainment and events, retail stores, and a restaurant and brewery. So we're right on track as to what
Everybody else wants.
everybody wants is what, I mean,
That's really good to know.
and I think this will speak to the developers too, you know, so I think having all these products is really serendipitous, so it's all falling into place. So in the RFQ, I did already set that up, and I feel like we're in a good place. If you guys are happy with it, then I think I sent you the final draft.
We looked at it, I just copied Ben real quick, and he said he already talked to you about it, so just in case something jumps out at him, but I don't think we're gonna wait, you know.
Okay.
I think it's incorporated what we talked about, which I thought was a really productive work session.
I did too. So are you guys happy with calling it final, or do you want to do one more proofread, or, I mean, I proofread it again last night, and, I caught a couple things, so I'm gonna correct those.
Well, when do we have to have it, when do we need to publish it?
So Bonity, I think, has already published it.
Okay, well, she's published her thing, but when do we actually gonna send out? Hers was sort of a simplified version, which, when do we need to get the detailed version of it?
So if it goes out in the paper Monday, the way it's being disseminated is people call me or email me. And so they could call me Monday if they see it.
All right, well, then I wouldn't hold up on, this is just me. I haven't given it a thorough look, but, you know, it was pretty close to good, even though we changed it. And really, the biggest thing we did is we sort of changed our weighting, and we slipped everything a week or so. So I'd be okay with going with it, what do you guys think?
I would too, because I thought we went through it in detail on it.
I don't wanna be the bottleneck, I don't, you know,
Okay, the only thing I'm waiting on is, so if you look at the document, the last page is the resources. And so what I would do is email whoever asked for it, I'd email them that packet. And I'm gonna go ahead and send it to the developers. Like Bill Teason's already asked for it.
Okay.
John Minak has asked for it, and so, and Randy, of course, his team. But, and the fellow that messaged me on Facebook that grew up here that is really interested in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it out to them. But on the last page is resources, and so the way I'm gonna share, all these giant files of all this work we've done, the structural report, the appraisals, all the things, our budget. I'm not doing our budget, I'm doing our, yesterday I created a scope of work that this is what the county's committing to do.
Okay,
So I have all those files uploaded to the cloud, and so in the packet, there's gonna be a link to that
got it.
cloud folder.
Is it Google or whatever?
It's Outlook.
Outlook?
In Outlook. So
So Outlook has like a SharePoint thing? I didn't
it's
know that.
OneDrive,
Oh, OneDrive, okay,
yeah.
very good.
So I'm just, if that's okay with you guys, and I'm not breaking any rules, that's the way I'm gonna
No,
share it.
that's,
I think if you're
That's exactly-
discreet about not sharing any estimates or anything, that's, that'll be it.
I didn't put anything in there. Let me be sure before I say that out loud.
Not, I mean, we might wanna kick that around, but I think that could be. You're just basically saying that the county's gonna do this and this is what you'll be taking.
Yes, I didn't say
They
anything
don't need
about
to know what it
cost.
costs us to do that.
I did share the appraisal because it has a lot of data in it, and that is public information.
It is,
Yeah.
but that's appraisal prior to improvements.
And
I
so
would note
if-
that.
In the scope of work, I said, the improved building. So all through the RFP, I said the improved building
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
appraised
that'll
at
be-
60, it appraised at 60 grand, right?
in April.
In
Yes,
April, but
so-
that's not in an improved condition
No.
with the structure, so I don't want developers getting in their mind that they're gonna buy that thing for 60 grand.
No, I don't, I think
well, and it clearly
we've been
says so
really
in there.
clear, well, here, it's in these, let me make copies real quick.
Well, and I know, Tracy, you know that sales revenue is a key assumption in our ability to fund this thing.
it'll have to be appraised again after it gets,
You're right. Because quite frankly, we're planning on spending close to, even though we'll be out of pocket, the amount of money that's gonna be put into that thing is like 1.7 million.
yeah, it's a huge pile, so man.
So I don't want people thinking.
So
that
this
that's
is the
for
scope
60
of work,
grand.
and
Yeah.
I tried to make that really clear that,
Gotcha.
in what we've done, that there's been these appraisals, structural assessments, the KSU tab work, and then in November, we started all this work. So, I think I can say,
Throw it away.
well, you can tell me if I need to be more clear about that.
KSU is providing a feasibility assessment, a market analysis, and three-dimensional renderings of the future building redevelopment.
It's-
That's a very key sentence you've added there.
Yeah. You're not saying anything about, they can determine their value. I was just sharing with Mike, when we put the numbers together, we think we're gonna spend like 1.6, $1.7 million. We got grant funding and sales revenue to offset that, but that's excuse my language, that's a lot of improvement. So,
And you're right here, those number 4 items you're talking about, all of
yeah,
them.
repair the structural issues.
Exactly, all the additional commitments that have been improvements.
Now, chronologically in this, I mean, I guess I could have said the April 2022
But I don't see
appraisal.
where you say anything about where's it saying?
The third sentence, or third line, I'll say the April 2024 appraisal.
The third.
or in April. This is the third line on the page.
Abate the flaking and leading lead-based paint.
No, like in our first paragraph, I did mention the appraisal.
Oh, two appraisal, yeah, just say, yeah, in April or whatever.
Okay, I'll
Or
add
you
it.
could even say pre-improvements, right?
Oh, pre-improvement appraisal,
Yeah.
okay,
This is good.
I like that, pre-improvement appraisal. Okay, and then, so this is what we're gonna share with, and we don't have the KSU tab, products yet, so that will be
That'll
uploaded.
be part on the cloud. And is this thing you just got gonna be on the cloud too that said? Oh,
Yes, the
Okay.
scope of work, so it'll be the two products from actually three products from.
Well, the one that you said they had 400 responses and I
Mhm.
summarized, it. That'll be on there too.
I'm sure they'll put that in their market
Yeah.
analysis. We put the appraisal in April, the scope of work that I just handed you, the two brownfield assessments. Are you guys okay with putting the cleanup cost assessment in there? Cause I think that will help them evaluate how
Yeah,
much work's
and
been
actually, you almost gotta be a rocket science to figure that
done.
out. So that's fine, you know,
They
Uh,
have, obviously, they gotta know that it happened, or they,
yeah.
and whatever cost and whatever they did, they gotta be aware of that.
Well, I think it's important that they have that as a tool to set their budget too, because it'll tell them, we're gonna do this part of the cleanup.
Right.
This is what's left to do.
Yep, basically what's left to do is unflaking lead-based paint and lead-containing wood, however they wanna deal with it. They might encapsulate, they might not do anything with it, so,
It's up to them.
yeah. No, I think it's a good idea, I think it's a,
And then the other items, I'm adding the Main Street Master Plan, the needs assessment that the county just did for their road policy, the CPACE program information, and then I'm putting the block grant, the block program, the loan program that you told me about, the CDBG program the county has, and the tax increment, financing district. I talked to the mayor, and I'm just saying, contact me, and then I'll put you in touch with the proper people, because the TIP district's not set up completely yet, and then we're still looking into so if they're interested, we'll connect them then. And then the zoning ordinance, I'm putting that information in there too, that they should, so that there's complete transparency about that. So those are, it doesn't have any,
Yeah,
the
that's
only
good.
price information in there would be,
the EPA assessment.
yes.
And that would almost be, I think, derelict if we didn't. I think we have to let them access that.
Okay. All right, so I have a list of things that I need to purchase. So we need to get new locks for the doors, because I found out it's not just Johnny and the swim team that know the combination locks.
It's not.
And
I think it was
then,
posted on Facebook.
yeah, so I'm gonna do that soon. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how, we also, I walked through the building with, I can't remember who, but there's two pieces missing metal on the facade of the building, and they have them stored in the building. And so, the High Plains folks said it's really critical we save those, because you'll never be able to match them again.
Of course not.
So she said, purchase some, what is it called, the tape, then like, do not, what is it called? The caution tape, like the police use or whatever, and put it in an area where there won't be any hazmat cleanup, and put a big poster on it and say, do not disturb, to protect it, so that it doesn't get thrown away
Right.
when the hazmat people are in there or something. So I need to order those. I need to get my respirator is already in need of replacement filters, so.
We got a bunch here.
Oh, you have filter replacements?
You might be running into me anymore. I got this here, I've never used my respirator. But I don't know if it's the right filter, I mean, honestly, I don't.
Okay, well, I'll look into it. And then, when I was up on the roof, last Friday with the design team, I noticed there was a little tiny tear in the roof there already. And,
Just take that.
oh, okay,
I don't know that.
alrighty, thank you. And, well, you're not gonna use it, Mike, if you go, if you
He
did the
might need to use
walkthrough or
yours
whatever?
for you. He's
He's
gonna
gonna hold his breath.
Well, yeah, well, I suppose I'll need one, but if you're gonna need one before I get there,
Okay.
then we'll get another one.
So I asked Leroy, how do we patch the roof, and he gave me, okay, use this to clean it and use this to tape it or to patch it, so I'd like to buy those products, so.
I'm with you, but, so he's temporarily repaired it, but any rips or anything, he's not gonna,
Oh, I have one, Mike.
You have one?
Yeah, I have the base, I just need the filters get clogged, you know, after using them, and I've used it a lot.
so what's his responsibility if there's a tear? Does he have any?
Well, I think it either happened, I don't know how it's just a little, I mean.
As a warranty thing.
Yeah. Well, this is, somebody caused this. I don't think that's his responsibility, but it's up to you guys.
No, I think you need to have it, but if there's an issue, it's like, I mean, I have no idea what we should expect in terms of warranty.
Where's there a tear?
It's just right when you climb up on the roof, so it's in the highest traffic area, and it's critical because the upper roof drains onto the lower roof, and it's right on the lower roof. And so it's a high traffic area, and it's where, two people have been up there, so the design team was up there, and she said, well, we could have done it, I'll patch it, and she was gonna patch it, and I said, no, I know, you have to use the proper patching when you're patching plastic. Or, I didn't know if it was vinyl or plastic or what it is, so that's why I consulted Leroy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, if you need to get it, but if it gets to be an issue where you're needing to hire somebody to fix all kinds of tears and stuff, we need to talk
oh,
about
no, it's
that.
not that, I
Okay.
just think,
How big a tear are we talking?
it's just a half
Oh,
an inch.
okay, well,
It's
so
enough
it's
to be a
not.
problem though, I mean, enough, like you said, actually, any
Should
leak
have told
here
him
is
not
not
to
good.
have Howndale boots.
I couldn't imagine they were even walking on that